The term endgame refers to the final stage of a process, competition, or strategic effort, where the outcome is approaching and decisive actions determine the final result. The word originally comes from the game of chess, where it describes the last phase of a match after most pieces have been exchanged and only a few remain on the board. In this stage, every move becomes critical because it can directly influence whether a player wins, loses, or draws the game. In chess, the endgame requires careful calculation, patience, and precise technique. Unlike the opening and middle stages of the game, where players develop pieces and create complex positions, the endgame often involves fewer pieces and clearer objectives. Players must focus on strategic principles such as promoting pawns, controlling key squares, and positioning the king effectively. Because small mistakes can change the entire result, mastery of the endgame is considered an important skill for strong chess players. Over time, the word endgame expanded beyond chess and became a metaphor in everyday language. Today it is often used to describe the final phase of any long-term effort, such as a political strategy, business plan, negotiation, or conflict. When people talk about an endgame, they are usually referring to the ultimate goal, or the final steps required to reach a conclusion. In business and organizational settings, leaders may discuss the endgame of a project or negotiation. For example, after months of planning and development, the final steps toward launching a product or closing a deal can be described as the endgame. At this stage, careful decision-making becomes especially important because the final actions can determine whether the overall effort succeeds. The concept of an endgame also appears frequently in discussions of strategy and competition. In sports, politics, or international relations, analysts often ask what the endgame is for a particular situation. This question seeks to understand the long-term objective behind a series of actions. By identifying the endgame, observers can better interpret decisions and predict possible outcomes. Another reason the term is powerful is that it emphasizes preparation and foresight. Just as chess players often plan their endgame strategy long before the final moves, successful leaders and planners consider the ultimate objective from the beginning. Understanding the desired endgame helps guide earlier decisions and ensures that short-term actions align with long-term goals. In conclusion, endgame refers to the final and decisive stage of a process, originally drawn from the closing phase of a chess match. The term has evolved into a widely used metaphor that describes the concluding steps of strategies, projects, or conflicts. By focusing attention on the ultimate objective and the critical decisions required at the end, the concept of the endgame highlights the importance of planning, patience, and strategic thinking in achieving success.